and then Zach Klein.
Justin, how you doing?
Doing great. How are you?
Good, good. So as you guys get ready for Montana, what is the unique challenge, if any, to Montana to playing them, and where do you feel like you guys have to improve as you get ready? You're getting ever closer to the SEC slate starting.
Yes, sir. They're a great team. They're a great team. They have a very big force inside, and they move the ball really well. So we can't come out and think that we're just going to, run on them. We're going to have to buy into, what Coach McClain and Coach Crean and all the coaching staff let us know with the film and the scout that we run in practice today. And we're going to have to play. We're going to have to play hard. We're going to have to get defensive stops, deflections. We're going to have to play really well on the defensive end with that big force inside. So we all have to be together with that to, help out a lot of our post players and knowing that they have great guards as well.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Justin, think you'll ever get used to the crowd size? I mean, you get a nice dish from Severe, you go for a jam, and pretty quiet.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, for me personally, it kind of makes us have to dig deeper. We have to bring our own energy. Our bench, even though we're kind of spread out, we have to, engage in that and take pride in, kind of what we're going through right now. So it's a little different. But, I honestly love it because it means that we have to, you can't come out and have to feed off the fans' energy. You got to feed off your own. And I think if we do that as a team, that makes us a better basketball team. So being an older guy and going through, the crowds and stuff like that, obviously I haven't been through a crowd in Steg, but it's just kind of exciting to see, especially with the other teams, the opponents coming in too, it's different for them as well. So see how they react to it.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Up next, we're going to go with Anthony Dasher and then Andy Walsh.
Hey, Justin. In the short time that you've been at Georgia, how many times have you heard Coach Crean stress the importance of deflections? Deflections.
Yes, he did. We hear it a lot. We hear it a lot. He really tries to emphasize it right before the game as well, just to keep it on our mind. But, I learned that deflections from him. I learned that deflections leads to better offense and it starts the defense,
Mm-hmm.
Always trying to attack and get deflections just means you're engaged in kind of what we've been going through the entire week of practice or entire couple of days before, kind of that game plan that we have defensively. So I think it's a very good key, and I'm glad he emphasized that a lot. It just means that, it gets us started. When you're eager to get deflections, that means you're eager to play great defense. So just being able to know that and know that he wants us to lock in, that just means he wants us to lock in defensively. And I think
just real quick, I'm sorry. When you heard that y'all had 67 the other night, how much did that surprise you?
It didn't surprise me because I know we're capable of it. I think we can get more, honestly. Honestly, I think we can get more. From the first half having 30-some to the second half having 30-some, I think one of those halves we can have 40. Honestly, I think one of those halves we can have 40. And if we play really well, I think we can be in that 70-80 range. So if we do that every night, I love the 60. If we end up doing that consistently, we're going to win a lot of ball games, I think, if we continue to, be that active on the defensive end and continue to play well offensively.
Appreciate it, man.
Yes, sir.
Oh, hey, Justin. I guess we got to talk to you after Jacksonville, but I don't know if you've gotten to talk about, what sort of made you want to come to Georgia, what gravitated you towards Tom program?
Actually my transfer portal kind of situation process was a little different because that's when COVID just happened. I also had a foot injury that I was in the middle of recovering. So that's kind of the situation with that. We just didn't know, when I would be 100%. So just going through that and also, having my previous school, George Mason, still in, thinking about going back there as well. It was difficult, honestly. It was difficult just because, I've been there for 4 years and it was home to me. So leaving there was really hard. But the first time I talked to Coach Crean, we didn't even really talk about basketball. And that kind of surprised me and threw me off the block a little bit, just because he wanted to know how I was as a person, and he wanted to know my childhood and history. And we have very similar, we have a very similar family of history. You know, we talked and we really dug deep the first time we started talking, and towards the end is when we started talking about basketball. But at first he wanted to know how I was, how my family was, how, you know, if we were safe and healthy. And then we just started talking about our childhood and kind of what we've been through together, you know, how comfortable, and it made me comfortable, just, you know, seeing that he actually cared about me as a person, regardless if I was going to go there or not. And I think that's why we have such a great relationship now. It's just because, you know, we've been through kind of some difficult times, as, you know, in my childhood, and, you know, kind of what he goes through. So it's just been great. And he's, you know, someone that I can always look to talk about anything with. And I feel like I can always go to him and just have a, you know, a normal conversation that has nothing to do with basketball. And I think that just builds your relationship on the court as well.
All right, that's all we have time for. Thanks so much, Justin.